Great to have you. We're going to go ahead and get started. Happy Friday. We've made it. It's almost the end of the week. We have a couple more hours left, but you're gonna be good. You're gonna be fine. I promise. We're gonna make it to the end. So let's start by getting centered. Go ahead and uncross your legs, slide back in your chair, and take a load off. Just give yourself a few moments to transition from whatever it was you were doing before you got here to whatever we're about to do in a few moments. And you can do that by closing the eyes and taking a few breaths in and out. Maybe letting the breath be a bit bigger than it is naturally. Slowly drawing in breath, feeling the lungs and body expand. And letting go of that breath with an exhale. Just letting this awareness of your breath bring you to the present moment. Past is done. Let it be done for now. The future is not yet. Don't let it be just yet. Just be here in this moment, sitting, breathing, being. There's nothing you need to worry about in this moment. Just watch the breath. What does it feel like when the breath comes in? What does it feel like when the breath goes out? Is it different each time? Is it the same each time? Let there be a curiosity about that helps you to stay present with it. How does the breath change from moment to moment? From inhale to exhale to inhale again? You might be surprised. You might not be. Taking just another couple of centering breaths. Allowing yourself to really land here. And once you've landed, take a deeper, fuller breath and allow your eyes to open, bringing yourself back to the space. Good, welcome back. So go ahead and slide forward to the edge of your seat because we're so on our edge, like on our edge of our seats. We're suspenseful is what I'm trying to say. We're suspenseful about what's going to happen next. It's Friday, I'm trying. So our practice today is going to focus pretty much from the chest up. We're going to focus a lot on the neck, a lot on the shoulders, and we'll do a little bit of work for the upper spine as well. But I know that many of you are holding tension in like your jaw, the back of your neck, the front of the neck, the sides of the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders here. And we can help to really isolate these regions one by one and just get rid of as much tension as we can find. Sound good? So we're going to start with some shoulder shrugs. So let your arms hang heavy next to you. And then with an inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze them in, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then exhale, drop the shoulders down. We're going to do that a few more times. Go ahead and squeeze the shoulders up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. As much as you can. It's okay if it's a little bit uncomfortable. And then let them go. 2 more times. Shrug them up. Squeezing them in. Squeeze them in more. You can do more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let it go. One more time just to be safe. Squeeze them in. Squeeze up the shoulders. Reaching up toward the ears as much as you can. Squeeze, 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 and let go. Exhale, drop the shoulders down and feel sensation as we do so. So when we squeeze the shoulders as we did, we're shortening the trapezius, which is the top of the shoulder muscle here. When we do that, it allows for freer blood flow through that muscle, helping to move tension out. And you actually just might feel some warmth or better circulation just from a few seconds of that exercise. Put that in your pocket, use it later. The next thing we'll do for the shoulders are called shoulder swings. And I don't think I've taught them to you yet, so we'll walk through it together. I'm going to turn sideways. You can keep facing forward. With your arms hanging down, you're just going to swing your shoulders back and forward, back and forward. Just swinging them forward and back, forward and back. And as you do so, keep the spine completely still. There's no need for the spine to move here. Back, forward, back, forward, just swinging them around. And do breathe. Forward and back, swinging them around. Now, as you've done this for a little bit, now you might start to notice these little pinpoints or concentrated points of tension rising up in the shoulders. Those are knots, like when you get a massage. Have you ever knot in your back? And if we keep moving forward and back, we start to massage those concentrated points of tension out. So let's go for another 20 seconds, shall we? Swing them back, swing them forward, swing them back, swing them forward. 3, 2, and 1. Just let them hang and feel sensation again. It might feel like warmth in the tops of the shoulders and up by the neck. Again, you might start to feel just better circulation in this top of the neck, top of the shoulder region of the body. I just reached back there and actually the skin is actually hotter as we start to move some of that tension out, as start to warm up a bit more. Good. So with continuing this idea of moving tension out of the shoulders and neck, this next one is called a head pull. And I'll demonstrate it for you because there's some things I do not want you to do in it, okay? So I'm going to lift my right arm up and over and bring my right hand to the left side of my face like I'm voguing, like this is a Madonna music video. Okay, it's all good. And I'm going to relax my left shoulder down and put maybe about 4 pounds of pressure on the side of the head. So not much at all. You do not have to go your all here. And just draw the right ear toward the right shoulder to feel this big stretch on the left side of the neck. Okay, so let's do it with me. Lift the right arm up and over and vogue. I'm gonna keep doing that. Release the left arm down and draw the right ear toward the right shoulder. Again, don't yank on the head, just about maybe 4 to 5 pounds of pressure. You'll feel that big stretch on the left side. Take some breaths into that. Breathe. And as you breathe, try to get Madonna's Vogue out of your head if you can. If not, it's okay too. Just keep breathing. Good. And then carefully bring the head up to center and release. I don't know where the humor is coming from today, but I'm enjoying myself. So you probably notice a difference as we work asymmetrically between what you feel on the left side and what you feel on the right side right now. It might feel like more spacious over here. So let's balance that out. So voguing on the other side, lift the left arm up, bring the hand to the right side of your face or head, and go ahead and draw the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, just about 4 pounds of pressure, and allow the right shoulder to hang heavy so that you get that stretch on the right side of the head. And we breathe into that stretch. Sometimes I say breathe and do a stretch, and I forget to give you some context sometimes. So just a reminder if you need it. When I say breathe into a stretch, I mean breathe calmly, relax the breath, or maybe even take a deep but cleansing breath. And as you do that, it starts to regulate your nervous system and it actually helps you to let go of tension, especially when you're sitting in a moment of discomfort. That's what I mean by breathe into a stretch. Good. And then go ahead and bring the head up and release the Vogue. All right, so feeling that stretch on the both sides of the neck now. Hopefully they both feel a little bit more spacious now. And we'll do some work to get some stretch on the front of the neck. So I'm going to slide towards you so that we can see each other. Then I'm going to adjust the lighting. There we go. Now you can see each other. So you're going to interlace your fingers and bring your hands to rest on top of your chest. And you're going to slide your elbows, squeeze them in toward your sides, and traction down the flesh of your chest. Now we're going to do this twice. So lift your chin up and turn the chin diagonal or to one side. So you feel a stretch on one side of your neck, on the front of the neck. Take some deep breaths. And as you take deep breaths into your chest. Actually feel the hands lift and lower as you breathe. Good. Go ahead and bring the head back to center, maybe chin to sternum, and lift up and release the hands for a moment. We will do the other side, but just feel sensation. Good. Side number two. Go ahead and interlace the fingers, the same setup. Bring the hands on top of the chest. Traction the flesh down as you squeeze the elbows in towards your sides. Sit up tall. Lift the chin, and then turn it in the opposite direction. Make sure you go the other way. And again, breathe deeply into your chest, feeling the hands lift and lower as you breathe. One more breath. And then go ahead and roll the chin down and lift it straight up. Release the hands and feel sensation. Good. So another natural next exercise to kind of work with this tension in the upper body is to do some spinal flexing. So we do this often because it's such a great exercise. I'll turn sideways. You can keep facing forward. So with your inhale, open the heart, turn the chest toward the ceiling, look up. Exhale around the back, look down, feel the upper back widen. Then inhale, open back up again. And exhale, round the back. And then just keep going. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, rounding the back. Just helping to work out some of that tension, especially the tension we get from sitting, from slouching or hunching forward. It just helps to bring some strength and mobility to this upper spine region that doesn't usually get a lot of natural movement. You really have to try to move the upper body like this. We'll go for just a little bit longer. One more time, forward and back. And then bring the spine to neutral and feel. Good. All right. So you might start to feel as we kind of concentrate this region of the body, just more space. It just might feel like your throat is more open or the tension is just released. And we're going to do more because there's more regions to the neck than what we've just done. Before we do so, we'll do our very favorite shoulder stretch. So go ahead and lift your left arm up and over. Go ahead and bend the elbow and bring the left hand behind your head. With your right hand, reach up and grab the forearm, or if you can, the elbow, and pull it toward the center line. Good. Now the free hand behind you, go ahead and bend the elbow a bit more and bring it toward the spine. And if when you do that, the back starts to round, try to sit up and breathe. Breathe into the stretch, as I said before. So even when you face a moment of discomfort here in the body, I want you to try to breathe calmly. That signals to your nervous system that you don't need to trigger into your fight or flight response, that you're fine, you're safe. And it actually helps to release the tension. It really, really does. So breathing calmly. Stay for just a little bit longer. No, don't drop the arm. Slowly release it and let it unfurl to your side next to you. And feel sensation. What's going on there? It's warmer. Maybe there's some tingling. Maybe it feels like there's more space again in the shoulder girdle. Might actually feel like that left shoulder is dropping down further than the right. That actually might be the case. I've seen that before. It also means we better do the other side. So when you're ready, lift the right arm up and bend the elbow, hand behind the head, or reach up with the left hand, grab the forearm or the elbow, traction it toward the center line. And again, that free hand behind you, the right hand, bend the right elbow more, bring the hand toward your spine and sit up tall. And here we're reminded of the asymmetries and muscle definition in our bodies. So if this is your dominant side, like if you're right-handed, this might feel a bit more than the other side. If you're left-handed, the worst is over. Keep breathing. Just another couple of breaths. You're almost there. And again, don't drop the arm. Carefully release it, letting it slowly unwind, unfurl to your side next to you. And I do like to let it just hang there for a moment. Just letting whatever needs to happen happen. The recirculation back into the hand, the tingling, the warmth, the wonderful, wonderful release that we get in the shoulder here. Beautiful. Now we're balanced. So one part of the neck that we have not stretched yet so much is the back of your neck. So a couple of options for this one. I'm going to turn sideways. Actually, I'm going to stand up and show you the options because I have to turn around for it, but you can stay seated. So in your seat, you can, if you'd like to, interlace your fingers at your lower back and then roll the shoulder blades together and down the back. What we're trying to do here mostly is take the shoulders back and then set them down. This is going to create kind of an anchor point when we drop the chin to feel a bigger stretch here. Now, if this doesn't really feel comfortable to you or like you don't have access in your chair for this, you could reach back and grab forearms, but the same rules apply in the upper back. So shoulder blades are squeezing together and they're setting down, okay? Whichever one you'd like to do. So once you have that connection behind you, either grabbing onto forearms or holding onto, hands interlaced, shoulders on the back, you're going to just drop your chin toward your breastbone, toward the sternum. You'll begin to feel a stretch in the back of your neck. And you're welcome just to stay right here. If you'd like to do a bit more with this, keep the shoulders tractioning downwards, keep the chin dropping toward the sternum, but just start to gently, just micro movements, roll the head from side to side. Just gentle pendulum. You don't have to go far at all, just little movements. Breathe. Just coaxing that tension out of the neck. All right, so just allow the chin to drop toward the sternum without movement, and then lift the head up and release the arms. Whew. Feeling the back of the neck here, feeling kind of 360 around the neck. What's going on here? Might feel longer at this point as we've started to stretch it and move some of that tension out. Good. So just another couple of postures, why don't we? So take the feet a little bit wider than your shoulders, knees and feet a little bit wider than your shoulders, heel stacking underneath. Good. So from here, I'm going to ask you to lift your left arm into the air. And if you need to widen your feet for this, do so, but we're going to lean to the right. Okay, just leaning to the right, feeling some length on the left side of the body. And what can happen here sometimes, and your right elbow actually might be down on your right thigh. I just realized I did that, but it's still a good stretch. What you might notice here is that your top shoulder rounds downward, roll it back. Good, one more big breath stretch here. And then go ahead and sit up tall. And we're unbalanced again. So let's balance that out. So lift your right arm up and then take it over. And again, that might just naturally put your forearm down on the thigh. And roll the right shoulder back a bit, feeling big length on that right side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. All right, come back up. A bit more balanced again. Cool. So we'll keep the knees wide, why don't we? Have the hands on top of the thighs, sit up tall, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, and just let your body hang as far forward as you can. At your furthest point, let the chin drop in toward the throat so the back of the neck opens here. And we'll just take several breaths into this forward fold. With your next inhale, sit back up. Good job. Hopefully your necks and your shoulders feel so much better than they did a few minutes ago. Let's go ahead and spend the last few minutes we have together in a meditation. So bringing the knees closer together. If you want to, please slide to the back of your chair, uncross the legs. You can sit up tall or you can just lean back. Do whatever you need to do here to be comfortable. And as you close the eyes, take a couple of deep breaths in and out again. Just resting in the initial effects of this practice on your body, on your energetic state, and maybe even on your mind. And then allow your awareness to once again return to the breath. Inhale and exhale. You might be aware of the flow in the nostrils. Maybe you're aware of the temperature of the breath in the nostrils. Generally cooler on inhale and warmer on exhale for many of us. You might be aware of the breath as it passes the throat. You might be aware of the breath as it causes your body to expand. You might be aware of the breath as it causes your body to contract. You might be aware that the movement of the breath happens in the chest. Or maybe you feel it down in your abdomen. Maybe you notice that your breath is deep. Maybe you notice that it's shallow. You don't have to change it, just awareness. Maybe your breath moves quickly. Maybe it moves slowly. Maybe your mind gets distracted and drifts away from the breath. And maybe you bring it back. And if you're able to bring the mind back to the breath, you're bringing the mind back again to the present moment. No other moment has to exist. Just this inhale, just this exhale. And when you feel ready, please take a deeper, fuller breath, bringing the palms together and rub them together, creating warmth. And take those heated palms over the eyes and gently brushing back over the tops of your head and down the neck, bringing yourself back to the space around you. Thank you all so much for joining in the practice. I hope your necks feel great. I just felt really inspired this morning to, when I was writing this class, to really focus on that region. So I hope it serves you well. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Thank you very much, Joe.